Good morning, baseball fans. Hello, hello. We have some news to start off the day. Could Matt Chapman be going to the Blue Jays? Seiya Suzuki has signed with the Chicago Cubs, and it looks like Kyle Schwarber could be on his way to the Phillies. We got some Kris Bryant news as well. What does this mean for Freddy Freeman? What's going on, everyone? How are we doing? Not going to do the intro. We got to get right into it, everyone. What is going on? How are we doing, everyone? Good morning. Good morning. I have my espresso, and we're off to a good start today. What's going on, everyone? How are we doing? A lot of familiar faces in the chat. What's going on? How are we doing? Lonely Wolf, how's Alone at the Moon? Hello. Jackson, what is going on? Brandon, hello. Chris Rodriguez, good morning. Bolt, Ethan's Tech World, hello. Matthew, Nick, Andrew, hello. Simon, what's going on, my friend? MP, Daniel, what's going on? Home Slice, what's going on? Julian, hello. Who else we got here? Crazy Gamer, Fear Plays, what's going on? Let's see here. Who else we got in here? Stellar Claw 45, hello. What's going on, everyone? How are we doing? Tom Amiano is here as well. What's going on, everyone? But yeah, so we're starting off the day nice and hot. It was slow yesterday with Matt Olson, really kind of the big news, and then Anthony Rizzo last night going back to the Yankees. But Matt Chapman right away, that was like kind of the first thing to happen this morning. It's not yet finalized. I haven't seen a final word on it. I'm not sure what the holdup is, but we'll keep an eye on that. Seiya Suzuki, that is looking like it's done. The Chicago Cubs, I called it in my first set of predictions. I did change it, however, to the Giants, but whatever, just don't think about that. The Seiya Suzuki, great signing for the Cubs, I think. Kyle Schwarber, Kris Bryant this morning. Let's see if anything else happens, and maybe we'll see something with Freddy Freeman. We'll have to wait and see. But if there is anyone new, we're at around 200 people right now. Hit that subscribe button for me. Hit the like button, everyone. That's going to help get this out there into the algorithm. Everyone also hit the bell notification as well. Hold on one second. I just got to update something in here. Just give me a second really quick. Hold on a second. Okay, Kris Bryant. One second, everyone. Okay. Alrighty. So, let's get to our first story. It's kind of weird being here in the morning. Every time we do a morning stream, it's always feels a little different because we're always here at night. So, hey, got to get used to doing the mornings sometimes. So, let's get to the first one here. Matt Chapman. Again, not hearing anything final at the moment. Has not been officially called. We're going to have to wait and see what ends up happening here. But with Matt Chapman, I think this would be a really nice addition for the Toronto Blue Jays if it were to get done. Again, not quite sure what the holdup is. I don't know if maybe it could be prospects or maybe also, don't forget with Matt Chapman, he had his hip surgery. So maybe that could be, he had the hip surgery a couple of years ago, about a year and a half ago. So maybe that could be a bit of a holdup as well. Maybe they want to, get that checked out. So, but we're still waiting on word on, hold on one second, everyone. We're still waiting on word of what could be heading back. So definitely got to keep an eye out for that. Hold on a second here. One second, everyone. I apologize. Just updating something. Okay, we are good to go now. All right, so let's get this music on here. Okay, so let's get to the tweet. Alrighty. Sorry, everyone. Usually not prepared in the mornings. I usually kind of sit down. I've had to kind of rush on here. So let's get to the tweet that broke it this morning. Alrighty. So where is it? Nope. So who was the first one to break it? Yeah, it was John Morosi. So no, that wasn't the one that broke it. Oh yeah, no, it was John Morosi. Oh, that's a done deal. Kyle Schwarber is a done deal. Kyle Schwarber to the Phillies. I got another prediction right. Oh man, Kyle Schwarber, that's a big one. Let me turn down the volume on this music just a little bit. Actually, is the music on? Oh, it's not even on. Oh, come on, Spotify. Help me out here. If anyone needs copyright-free music, you can go right on to... What is going on? We're having a rough morning, everyone. We're having a rough morning. Let me refresh Spotify here. Man, oh man. Haven't had all my coffee. My brain is just not really working right now. Come on, Spotify. Help me out here. There we go. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so John Morosi was on it this morning, finalizing a trade for two-time platinum glove-winning Matt Chapman. So, again, not seeing what the return could be. We're not really getting any word on that, so it's definitely not confirmed as of right now. But Matt Chapman, man, that's a big get. That's a big get for the Toronto Blue Jays. That's going to obviously improve their defense. We all know how good Chapman is with the glove, but he's going to add a little bit of power where they lost a right-handed bat with Marcus Semien. So that is a nice bat to fill in for there. And hey, staying in the infield as well. So as of right now, again, it's not finalized, so nothing's been updated yet. But Santiago Espinal is their current third baseman. So I would imagine, with him, he would probably shift to the bench. Unless with Espinal, I don't know if he can play some second. Can he play second? No, so he played mostly third base last year. So the reason I'm saying second is because you have Cavan Biggio. So I don't know, and he struggled last year. So I don't know if maybe second base could be up for grabs. We'll have to wait and see on that. But Chapman, it's, Albert, I don't know what's going on with my microphone, man. I'm sorry. I have no idea what's going on with it. It was doing fine there for a while. I got to look into it, but yeah, sorry about the microphone. So, but Matt Chapman, very good move. I really do like it. I just really want to know what this trade package is going to look like. So we can put together maybe some kind of a trade here. On baseball trade values. So let's take a look here. Okay, so all right, let's get Matt Chapman on the Blue Jays. Where's going on here? Here we go, Chapman. All right, so on the Blue Jays, Now, what could the Blue Jays send back? Well, Chapman is worth around $24 million. So we're going to have to put together a bit of a package there. So I would imagine, let's pull up the Blue Jays top prospects. All right, so probably not Gabriel Moreno. I don't see that happening. Gabriel Moreno right now has a $67 million value, so we can take that off of the table. If we go down a little further, so I'm thinking, I mean, could you send back Espinal? I mean, probably not. Well, actually, where is Espinal? Is he a pre-arb guy? Maybe you could send him back. Oh, he is. You could send back Espinal in this deal. So that's very possible. But one other guy to consider would be Groshans or Martinez. So if we go to Martinez, probably not Martinez because he has more value than Chapman as of right now. Groshans, though, that could be something. He has a $14 million value. So, Brandon Lee, did they say it was no one on the roster? So I'm seeing here, yeah, Darren, you're thinking Kirk. Well, I'm thinking here, so I'll just kind of put together a bit of a trade. So let's do Groshans. So at that point, you're looking at 10 more million. Brian G, thank you for subscribing. If there is anyone new, think about subscribing. We're talking baseball here all the time. We were at it for around, man, about 3 hours last night. So, oh my God, did Chris Sale really? Oh my God. Chris Sale has a broken rib? Oh, come on here. Like, it's like, you know, I don't know, man. It's like, how do you fracture a rib? What happened? Like, how did that happen? I mean, come on, Mr. Chris Sale, man. Oh, I don't know. These guys got to start putting some meat on their bones, man. They got to start putting some meat on their bones. Come on, man. Like, I've always wanted Sale to put on a little size, and it's like stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Stress fracture in his rib. That's awful. And that could be something that lingers for a while. You know? That could be something that lingers. But, oh, we're going to have to wait on more word from that with Chris Sale, man. So that's actually being just reported 2 minutes ago. Chris Sale with a stress fracture in his rib cage. Colin, I'm right there with you, man. Made of the same stuff as Tatis. He is just like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm not trying to be mean, but these guys got to put some meat on their bones. I'm really not trying to be mean. Like, it's just like, they got to put some weight on, man. They're just not durable. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, I digress. But I could see a package. You could do Groshans. If you're going to have Chapman now for a couple of years, I mean, I would think Groshans would be a guy. And then really you can kind of just plug in a couple more guys. So if we go down the list here, maybe you could do someone like an Otto Lopez. He's got a $6 million value, and then that would leave you around $4 million left. So at that point, you know, you could just kind of plug one more guy in. Maybe you could do someone like McGuire. I don't know about that. I don't know. Put a little variety in here. Maybe you can do like some kind of a picture. Maybe Tideman. You know, something like that. You know, you're on the right track with a package that looks like this. So we're gonna have to wait and see what the package ends up being. But yeah, I could definitely see Groshans. For sure. So Matt Chapman looking like he could be going to the Blue Jays. Again, we're just waiting on word confirmation that it is a done deal. I would imagine they probably want to check on Chapman's hip. That could definitely be a thing. I don't know. It could all maybe that maybe there could be something, because with Canada they have a lot of restrictions going on right now. Could it maybe be? I don't like talking about it very much, but maybe it could be some kind of a vaccination thing. I don't know. You got to remember he is going to Canada, so I'm sure they're going to look into that too. Lonely Wolf, how's Alone at the Moon? $2 super chat. What's going on with Freeman? Teams not wanting him. I'm wondering if I think I don't know. I really don't know. I have no guess. It's just kind of wild to me that he's still even out there, but I don't know. If I were kind of thinking maybe what he was thinking, maybe he wanted to go back to the Braves. They couldn't get a deal done, so now he's looking at his other options. And now you just got teams kind of hopping in left and right. So I think that's what it is, really. So, but let's get to our next story of the morning. Good morning, everyone. We're almost at 400 people in the chat. Thank you for stopping by. But let's talk about Freeman. Why not? What could this mean for Freddie Freeman? We'll get to the other news here in just a moment. But what could this mean for Freddie Freeman? So, I mean, really, when it comes down to it, now if we look at some of these other teams here, well, now you can cross Toronto off because now they have a third baseman. Vlad will stay at first. So, to me, now, I still think the Dodgers are the heavy favorites. I just think, personally, they're the heavy favorites. Unless they don't want to spend that money. If they don't want to spend that money, then I could definitely see them passing on it because they have been over this CBT now for quite some time. Now, I don't know if they want to go over it again. They have a lot of money coming off the books also after this year, so maybe they go over it one more time. But because you do have David Price. Remember, the Red Sox are paying about half of his salary, so $16 million will come off the books. Kershaw, I don't know what you do with him after this year, but that's more money coming off the books. Heaney, you got some club options, training. Muncy also comes off the books. I'm still personally going to say the Dodgers are the favorite because they just have that money. And with Max Muncy becoming, or he could be on his way out after this year, that could just be, Freeman, Muncy would just slide over to second at this point. So with Freeman, he just fits. He fits because obviously you can move Muncy, and then you could have Muncy come off the books anyway. So that ends up working out. I still will say the Dodgers are the favorite. It's been really interesting now that my Red Sox have been involved. I did not expect the Red Sox to get in on this. I was thinking, they're probably looking to, maybe just drive up the price, I could definitely see something like that. But actually signing him. Now, I was talking with my best friend this morning. He's a big Yankee fan. And he pointed this out to me. And this is something I haven't really completely, I haven't even thought about it because I didn't even think it was something possible. But what if the Red Sox, and now especially, now that we just got this news about Chris Sale, hear me out, everyone. I hope you're paying attention. Hope you're having your coffee, your tea, whatever you're having right now. What if the Red Sox, they sign Freddie Freeman and then they trade Tristan Casas? I wonder, man, because I don't know. I have not thought about that at all because I just I never would think that the Red Sox would trade Casas because he is their top guy. On pipeline, it is Marcelo Mayer. In my personal opinion, I think Casas is the number one guy. Marcelo Mayer is just too far away at this point. Casas, to me, is the number one guy. I just never, ever have even thought of the possibility of the Red Sox trading Tristan Casas. But if you have Freddie Freeman for the next, 5-6 years, or however many years he ends up signing, I mean, you could essentially trade Casas because he's blocked at that point. I mean, could you have him DH? I mean, sure, but I'm just saying. But at this point, if you do sign Freeman, Casas is kind of blocked. You know, I mean, you could move Freeman to, you could have him DH, but it's just, you can't really do it right now because you have JD Martinez. Unless you have JD Martinez maybe move to the outfield, and then you could have Freeman. And then here's the thing about Tristan Casas, everyone. I think Tristan Casas is going to be a heck of a player. I think he is just, he just has the makeup. He just has the tools. He has the power. I think Casas is going to be a really good player. I think if there's, out of a lot of these minor leaguers, I think Tristan Casas, and I'm not trying to be biased, I've just watched, you know, I've watched him play, and I've just seen his numbers, obviously, and he's really good. Great on base numbers. He's just got a good head on his shoulders. I just think he is one of the more sure prospects out there to at least be a solid player. So to me, the only way, you know, if Casas comes up around mid-season, the only way I could see it is if, I mean, you know, then again, it could always work itself out as well. But if you were to still have, you know, JD Martinez and Freddy Freeman, I would imagine Martinez would have to move to the outfield, and then Freeman and Casas would bounce back and forth between first and DH. So, oh, is the trade done? Oh, here we go. Trade is done. All right, so let's see. I see Gunnar Hoglund in there. Oh, Adley Rutschman. Oh, tricep strain. Wow. Oh, Adley Rutschman going to the IL. I'm not seeing the trade. Who is reporting the trade? I'm not seeing it. Dominic says, what the hell are the A's doing? They're getting some prospects. Tom Amiano, $5. As much as I love Freeman, the Sox would be crazy to get him. That money can go to locking up bogey endeavors. Plus, you keep a legit stud in Casas. I know. I'm right. That's why I haven't even thought. I have not thought at all of trading Casas. At all. Who is... Oh, Davidi? Oh, you know, let me pull it up on here, actually. All right, so let's see how this trade. So we're going to react to this trade in real time. All right, here's the deal. Matt Chapman going to the Blue Jays for Kevin Smith, Gunnar Hoglund. You got 4 prospects here. So let's do this. No Groshans, so that's interesting. All right, let's clear this out. All right, no, let's do Blue Jays here, and let's do the A's here. Okay, so, all right, so we had Hoglund. That's all right. Hoglund, I think, has the highest value. So we got Smith. This looks like it's going to be a pretty even trade. And I don't know what these guys are. Logue. Oh, yeah, this might not be quite there. Sneed. Oh, yeah, this is a little off. Oh, yeah. This is a bit of an overpay. I mean, the Blue Jays made out. Wow. Good for the Blue Jays. It's still accepted by the model, but it's a major overpay. So it is approved by baseball trade values. But you're really far apart. The A's do get Hoglund. I do like that for them. Smith, on the other hand, let's go to the Blue Jays. Well, that's the Rangers. Kevin Smith, number 9. So that is nice that they are getting a guy that can play third. And he looks like he's pretty close to Major League ready. If we look at Kevin Smith's numbers from last year, well, actually, he played with Toronto a little bit last year. He had 18 games, had a cup of coffee, not really too much going on. But in AAA last year, he had some good numbers. Hit 285. Wow. Kevin Smith was really good last year. A 370 on base, 561 slugging. Kevin Smith was a great get. That's a very good get for them. He had good numbers. So, number 9 prospect. I like it. You know, it is an overpay. You got to wonder, I don't know. Maybe the Blue Jays didn't see his value this much. Maybe because of the hip. You know, it's very possible. But I do like this. I do like this for the A's. Again, could you have gotten more? Sure. But you got to remember, teams, you know, while I do love baseball trade values, it's the best trade simulator out there. You have to remember that it's, you know, every team is going to have their own algorithms. They're going to have their own philosophies. This simulator here is going to be as close as you get to what these teams are doing out there. So overall, though, it is accepted by the model. So that's a good thing. But I do like Hoagland. I like Smith. Now, these other two guys, you know, a couple of lefties, could they turn into something maybe? But I like that they got a few pitchers. So they really do need to build up the pitching. So Passan does confirm it as well. But overall, hey, good for the Blue Jays. I think it's a good move. So we were talking about Freddy Freeman here because getting Chapman for the Blue Jays are now out of the running for Freeman. So again, we were talking about the Red Sox with Freddie Freeman. Now, I mean, the Yankees are out on Freeman. The Blue Jays are out on Freeman. It essentially comes down to the Red Sox, the Dodgers, the Padres have been getting in on it, supposedly. However, you know, with the Padres, they're going to really have to go over that CBT unless they trade Myers or Hosmer, which is going to be difficult. It'd definitely be difficult to trade Hosmer, but then Myers would also be a little difficult to trade too. Right now, if we're looking at the Red Sox payroll, they have around 18 million, about 17 million to spend. So they would be going over the CBT. Bloom has said before, like, if it's the right situation, we'll go over the CBT. Because in this case, with the Red Sox, they have a ton of money coming off the books. So it's definitely possible. But I was talking about the possibility here. Look at Passan tweet. Isn't Passan just saying that the deal is done? First on the scene. Yeah, so he's just saying the deal is done. So, yeah, we got that. So, but again, Freeman to the Red Sox, I think, is realistic. Do I think he ends up going there? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't sound like a Bloom kind of a move. But you got to look at it this way. If you sign Freeman, well, now Cassis would be blocked. And then you could use Cassis in a massive trade. So let's put together a trade real quick. So let's do the Red Sox and a team that has a starting pitcher, especially now that Chris Sale's out. I mean, you need some pitching. And the A's, they got some pitching. You can kind of take, you got Montaz. But here's another thing. The A's also have Sean Murphy. The Red Sox have Christian Vasquez, but he's going to be a free agent after this year. Christian Vasquez has also been In trade rumors, Brendan, no, I have not talked about Seiya Suzuki yet. I'm just going over Matt Chapman, and then I'm talking about now Freddie Freeman, because now the Blue Jays are out on Freddie Freeman. So Seiya Suzuki is my next story. But Christian Vasquez has been in trade rumors now for a couple of years. I would not be surprised at all. And again, I'm giving credit, to my best friend Josh. He was the one that was talking to me this morning, saying, dude, you got Cassis there, and if you sign Freeman, you could use him for pitching. And, I don't know if you could do Murphy and Montaz, because that's $100 million worth of value. I'm sorry, but the A's are not going to trade, two major league guys for a first base prospect. And I don't think the Red Sox really have a lot else to give up. They do have some prospects, but I don't think they would give up York. I don't think they would give up Mayer. I could see them parting with Duran, so that could be something. But this would not be close. So yeah, I don't know, man. But you could take. They just lost. Remember, they lost Eduardo Rodriguez, and now they just lost Chris Sale. Both are lefties. Could you do Manaea? When you're looking at this trade here, you're actually getting pretty close. So, it is a lot. Giving up Cassis for Murphy and Manaea. You'd have to give up something else here, I would imagine. But we just saw that other trade with the Blue Jays. Remember, Chapman had a $24 million value. They got a package of $15 million back. So I'm just saying, man. Maybe something like this could get it done. Maybe one more guy. Maybe you could throw in like another outfield prospect or something. Or maybe you could send back a catching prospect. There is Hernandez. So maybe you could do something like this. Cassis, Duran, and Hernandez for Manaea and Murphy. I wouldn't be surprised, because the Red Sox now, again, now that Freeman is not going to go to the Blue Jays, this opens up a door for the Red Sox here. Now the question is, as a Red Sox fan, what would I rather do? Oh my God, is it really 6 to 8 weeks for Chris Sale? 6 to 8 weeks. I'm not surprised because it's a rib. Who's saying 6 to 8 weeks? Which, that sounds about right. It's a fractured rib. Oh my God, this is awful, man. It's like, come on. Oh, Chris Sale. Man, oh man. Please, just go put on some weight. Come on, dude. Just put on some muscle. Put on some weight. But, oh, Gerard. Okay, Channel 5. But, yeah, so now that the Red Sox really need pitching, I could see something like this. You're getting a young catcher in Sean Murphy. He'd be the highlight of the package. So, but then Manaea would be coming in, for that rotation. So, and then the rotation at that point, you would essentially have, they already took Chris Sale out. That was quick on Fangraphs. You would have a rotation of Nathan Eovaldi, because really, look at this rotation now for the Red Sox. It's pretty thin. I like Nathan Eovaldi, but Nick Pivetta is your number 2. Pivetta really came on in the playoffs, but I'm talking regular season here. You got Pivetta. Rich Hill is your number 3. There's no way the Red Sox go into this season with this staff. It's not deep. I mean, it did look pretty thin last year too, but remember they eventually got Eduardo Rodriguez back, who is a guy they can count on. So, I mean, I do like Tanner Houck. I think he ends up being a good guy, but is he a number 2 in your rotation right now? I don't know. So, I can't trust Hill to be healthy all season. I mean, he had 160 innings last year. I can't, he's 42 years old. He's had injuries. Waka, I look at Waka as more of a long relief, opener kind of a guy. The Red Sox really need a starting pitcher. And if I actually am now more convinced that they could really sign Freddy Freeman. And I'm not saying this to be biased. I'm looking at it, especially now that Chris Sale's out. I wonder, because the Red Sox yesterday, that's when you started seeing the Red Sox pop up with Freddie Freeman. I think you've heard about them, but you heard the story yesterday that they were stepping it up a little bit. I wonder if they've known about Chris Sale now for a couple of days. So maybe they're thinking, okay, this could be a pretty serious injury. We got Freddie Freeman out there. We got Tristan Casas, who could be some trade bait. I mean, I'm just saying. Hey, David Knight, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? So, everyone, don't dismiss Freddie Freeman to the Red Sox. Don't, because they could use Casas for pitching. Could they go to the A's? Sure, they could. This is not going to happen, but a pipe dream would be Luis Castillo. I don't think that happens because the Reds, according to Ken Rosenthal, have said that Luis Castillo and Maley are not going to be traded. So that is, something to think about. That's probably not going to happen. But I'm trying to think of who some other pitchers could be that the Red Sox could go after. Unless the Red Sox feel like they're comfortable with what they have, but it doesn't make me feel very comfortable. But let's go here. Who are some players that, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Baseball trade values. These aren't the highest and lowest players. What's going on here? Oh, BTV, you're killing me. All right, here we go. So let's go starting pitchers. So, you can probably get someone on this list. Who could they look to? Again, Montaz would be someone. Obviously, he's available. Scott, man, I just saw your super chat. Obligatory Trevor Story to the Twins, and also Dr. Touchdown. Trevor Story to the Cardinals. We got a Trevor Story war in the chat. Trevor Story war. Hey, I predicted him to go to the Angels, man. I predicted the Angels. So, there's some guys out there. Could the Red Sox maybe look at someone like John Means? Would the Orioles trade John Means to the Red Sox in the division? I don't think the Diamondbacks would trade Gallen. Who else is there? I mean, Pablo Lopez has been out there on the rumor mill. So, maybe that. But then again, you got to remember Casas has a lot of value. Casas, he has, what was it around? Like around 50 million worth of value. So I would imagine Casas could be packaged with someone. I thought like Luis Castillo would be awesome if you could do that. If the Red Sox got Luis Castillo, I would do cartwheels. But anyway, we're going to have to wait and see what happens with Freeman. This is, Chapman to the Blue Jays. That's a great move for them, but this definitely, makes the Freeman market a little more clear. So don't count out the Red Sox for him. But I still am going to go with the Dodgers. And but man, it's looking a little interesting now. So Let's move on to our next story. We had a couple of signings already this morning. Let's get to our next signing. Let's go Seiya Suzuki to the Cubs. I love it. In my original offseason free agent predictions, I had Seiya Suzuki going to the Cubs. When I was thinking about it at the time, I just thought it made a lot of sense. So let me just show the proof. Hold on one second. So taking a look here. So here we go. Here is the proof. Here is the proof, everyone. So Seiya Suzuki, in my original predictions, had him going to the Cubs. Well, why did I have Seiya Suzuki going to the Cubs? Well, the reason I thought about it was because, okay, well, they traded away a right-handed bat in Kris Bryant. You know, they could really use another guy. And I thought Seiya Suzuki was someone that could be a guy that you can, you know, if you want to contend this year, sure, but he's a good high upside guy where, you know, you sign him to a 4 or 5 year deal, and if the Cubs, you know, if they've retooled, you know, after a couple of years or so, Seiya Suzuki ends up being a good bat, well, then that's a good bat to be in the middle of your lineup, you know, in the next couple of years. You know, do the Cubs win a World Series this year? No, probably not. But I mean, Seiya Suzuki, you know, if the Cubs retool more over the next few years, add a couple of more guys over the next couple of years, and then you still got Seiya Suzuki in, you know, year 3 of his contract, the Cubs could be a really good team in the next couple of years, and they could have a really good lineup. But Seiya Suzuki, what I like what the Cubs are doing is that they're kind of laying down these stepping stones, right? They got Marcus Stroman for the rotation. Is Marcus Stroman going to be, you know, the ace of a staff that carries you to a World Series? Probably not. But he's a piece for the next few years. And that's the same thing with Seiya Suzuki here. He's a piece for the lineup. So, I love this move. I think timeline-wise, it made a lot of sense. It's a team that has that market. They can market this guy like crazy in Chicago. I mean, he's going to be... If he ends up being a good player, he'll be a fan favorite. People will love this guy in Chicago. So I think it's a great move for them. If we go take a look at the Cubs, here we go. Do they already have him in here? Yep, they do. Seiya Suzuki already batting 5th. Their lineup looks a lot better. I mean, just adding that piece. Hopefully he ends. They're projecting him to hit 282, a 384 on base, a 518 slugging, 28 home runs. Those are some really nice projections. If he ends up doing that, man. They're saying 85 million for Seiya. Or 70. So is it 70 or 85? Who said that in the chat? Jake, are you talking about Seiya Suzuki? I see you're saying 85 million. Oh! Knight Baseball! Oh my! David Knight with a $20 super chat. Congrats on the 20K subs. Gonna surpass Giraffe Neck Mark anytime now. I don't know about that. But, man, David Knight, I really appreciate it, man. You've been here from the early going, man. I appreciate you coming around all the time. One of our moderators, David Knight, thank you so much, man. I do really appreciate that very, very much. Thank you so much. Man, oh, man. It's crazy. Giraffe Neck Mark, though, I don't know if I can pass him. That's going to be that'll take a good 20 years. But, David Knight, thank you. Hope you're having a good day, man. But back to the news. So, Seiya Suzuki, okay, so 85 million with incentives. So, I love this move for them. I really do. With Seiya, he is going to give you just a good all-around bat. That's what he was in Japan. So if we actually pull up his numbers here, this is a guy, man, he's got incredible bat speed. If we take a look at his stats with the Hiroshima Carp, very good numbers. Very good numbers. Hit 317 last year with a 433 on base, a 639 slugging, 38 homers, 88 RBIs. You know, even if he ends up being like a 20, 25 home run guy, hits around 275, 280, you know, on base of, you know, maybe at least 350. I think Cubs fans would be happy with that. Like, that to me already sounds pretty good. Now, is he going to put up these numbers? I mean, he definitely could, but, you know, either way, I think you're going to be getting a really good bat. He's going to be a fan favorite. Hopefully, who was the last guy that they got from Japan? Who was the guy that went to the Cubs from Japan back like 10 years ago? It was Kosuke. Was it Kosuke Fukudome? Was that his name? Help me out in the chat. Was that the last guy they got from Japan? Was it Kosuke Fukudome? Yeah, that's what I got it right. So that he ended up being kind of a bust, man. Hopefully you don't get another Fukudome. But I think Seiya, man, this is a guy, dude, his bat, it's fun watching him hit. It's fun watching him hit, man. I think he ends up being more of like a Hideki Matsui, honestly. Jose, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? But I definitely think he's going to be more like Hideki Matsui from the right side. So I'm excited for him, though. And Cubs fans, I'm excited for you because that's a really good move. Also, MLB Trade Rumors had a story. Let's see what they had to say. What a nice busy morning we have, starting off the morning right. Hopefully, I think we're going to get Freeman today. If we don't get Freddy Freeman today, like, I won't know what to think. So, don't forget, they did have to pay a posting fee. So, is that what Ken Rosenthal was saying, that it ends up being around $85 million total? So it was the posting fee, right? So, but let's see. I want like a scouting report. Where can we read a scouting report? According to Steve Adams, the most bullish opinions we've gotten on Suzuki as an everyday major league right fielder, a solid defensive player with a strong arm and enough power to hit in the middle of a big league lineup. Any more scouting on him? Any more scouting? But I do like it because if we go to the Cubs payroll, we got Jason Hayward coming off the books in the next couple of years. Man, that's a tough contract. I still think Hayward could still be pretty good. But is he living up to that contract? No. But they're projecting him to hit 245 next year with 12 home runs. Ugh. But, so yeah. I like it. Overall, it's a nice piece for the next few years. You know, the Cubs, they're going to be back, you know, slowly but surely. So they will be there. And they got some good prospects coming up too. I'm really excited, man, for the Chicago Cubs. What a good offseason they've had. Marcus Stroman, Seiya Suzuki. I mean, was Angleton Simmons, you know, the Carlos Correa that you wanted? No, but at least this year he'll give you a good glove. So, and then you got other guys like Brennan Davis who are going to come up soon. We got Braylon Marquez here. You know, there's some talent here. I wonder if Jordan Wicks could end up being a guy that ends up moving through the minor leagues pretty quick. So, I have to wait and see on that. What was Miguel Amaya up to last year? Miguel Amaya, while the batting average was pretty bad, he had a good on base, 406. He was hurt, right? He was hurt. Ugh. Sale to miss opening day. The Red Sox are getting Freeman. They're getting Freddie Freeman. And they're going to trade for a pitcher. That's got to be it. It has to be it. But then again, I think the Red Sox also, I could see them going out there and just signing someone like Tyler Anderson. I could see something like that, unfortunately. They do have James Paxton, too. I didn't mention that. So, they do have James Paxton. He's not on here right now. So, but you don't know what you're getting with Paxton. You know, you got Hill, Waka, Paxton. Really, the only three guys that are going to be on the opening day roster that were starting pitchers for the Red Sox last year are Eovaldi, Pivetta, and Houck. So, I think, dude, man, go get Montaz, man. Go get him. You know, Montaz, and then who else do the A's have now to trade? So you got Montaz, you got Manaea. So it's and then you have Murphy. You got Laureano. So they have not updated this yet. So you still have Manaea, Murphy, Laureano, Montaz. Brian Perez. No for David Price. Dr. Touchdown, $5 super chat. Reminder, Cards and Red Sox 2-2 in World Series matchup. Need the fifth to tiebreak. I'm all about it, man. I love me a Red Sox-Cardinals matchup. Also, reminder, Cards 3-2 against the Yankees in the World Series. Hey, man, I would love to see, you know, I remember back in 2004 when the Red Sox were down 3-0. I was like, well, you know, if the Red Sox get, you know, swept here, put out of their misery, at least a Cardinals-Yankees World Series would be fun. I mean, I'll be honest with you. That would have been a fun World Series. That Cardinals team in 2004 was so good. That was an extremely good team. You had just some bangers on that team. You had Pujols, you had Roland, you had Edmonds, you had Larry Walker. Who else did they have? Who else was on that team? Was Reggie Sanders on that team at the time? I can't remember. But, man, that was a good team. I mean, dude, Scott Rowland and Jim Edmonds and Pujols, I think they finished all top 5 in the MVP voting. Man, that was a good Cardinals team. So, thank you so much, Dr. Touchdown. Really appreciate that. We got 600 people in the chat here. Everyone, we are talking now. So, we've had a busy morning. Matt Chapman going to the Blue Jays. Now, this takes the Blue Jays off of the market for Freddie Freeman. I would imagine it would. So, I'm thinking here, the Red Sox might have a real chance at Freddie Freeman, and they can use someone like Tristan Casas for trade to get a starting pitcher, especially now that Chris Sale is going to be hurt. So, Shooter McGavin, can Casas play third? I don't think they've used him really at third. I'm sure he could, but he is a big guy. So, like, it would kind of be like Alec Boehm. You got, with Tristan Casas, like, he's a big dude. 6'4", 250. I don't know if he's really going to be a guy that moves around at third very much. He's definitely more of a first baseman. It says here, moves well for his size, but he is huge and will slow down as he fills out. He'll be limited to first base. Yeah, I don't see him being at third. So he's a first baseman. So I wonder if Chaim Bloom also looks at that too. You know, because with Bloom, he likes guys that can move around. He likes guys that can play other positions. Casas is going to be just a straight up first baseman. And I guess when you really think about it, you know, with Freddie Freeman, you're probably looking at, you know, $30 million per year. And then, you know, Casas, you know, I think he can be trade bait now. You know, I never thought, Justin, I think he did play third before, but again, it's his size, and he's just a better fit for first. I think he's just, dude, the guy's only going to get bigger. So, but again, best friend, he was the one that said, why not trade Casas for pitching if you get Freeman? And I just was like, no way they trade Casas. But this is what I'm talking about. It's so easy to fall in love with prospects. You know? It's so easy to. You know, you love your prospects. You love these young guys because you love because you envision what they could end up being. But you know what you get with Freeman. You know what you're getting. With Casas, you just don't know. I think he's going to be really good, but take advantage of his value while it's still high and go get yourself a frontline starter. You know, or at least a number 2 in your rotation. I could see, because look at the A's now. Who do the A's have at first base now? Not like it really matters. They're not going to contend anyway. Alex W., my Phillies got Schwarber. I don't know if we'll get Bryant now, though. Yeah, we're going to talk about Schwarber in a second. I've been talking about Schwarber now for for the Phillies. I made a video on it. Here, let me go back to the channel. Here, let's go back in. I made a video on Kyle Schwarber. It didn't get a lot of views at the time. Where is this video? I don't think it even broke 1,000 views. There it is. Why the Phillies should sign Kyle Schwarber. They got 794 views. So I was like, dude, Schwarber makes so much sense for the Phillies. So I didn't just predict it. I did a whole video on it. So anyway, but we'll talk about Freeman. We'll get back to Freeman here in a little bit. Let's move on. Let's talk about Kyle Schwarber. I think that is a good segue. Kyle Schwarber. At this point, when I made this graphic, it wasn't a done deal, but it was looking very close. But it is now official. Kyle Schwarber going to the Phillies. Honestly, this is, in my opinion, one of the best fits in free agency this year. He makes so much sense for the Phillies. They needed an on-base guy for the top of the lineup. They were atrocious at the top of the order last year when it came to getting on base. Kyle Schwarber is going to be an on-base machine for the Phillies. He's going to be awesome. I'm telling you, Philly fans, if he stays healthy, you're going to love him. Dude. And here's another big reason. His old hitting coach with the Nationals. Is now the hitting coach for the Phillies. He was the one that got Schwarber really back on track. Man, I love this move, man. I love this move for the Phillies. I think it's absolutely fantastic. But he's looking at a 4-year, $80 million deal. This is great. Awesome get. You know, you're looking at maybe Chris Bryant. I think with Schwarber, man, I think it ends up making more sense. Oh, here we go. John Heyman. Red Sox remain very much in the mix for Freeman. They're going to get Freeman. The Red Sox are going to get Freeman. They're going to get him. They need him. They're going to trade Casas for pitching. They're going to do it. I'm telling you, they're going to do it. I'm going to say this right now. I think... Am I going to make a bold prediction right now? I'm not good with predictions as it is anyway. But I wonder if Freeman wants to go to the Dodgers. You know? Or are the Dodgers giving him an offer that he wants? You know? I don't know. Can I make a bold prediction here? I think Freeman goes to either the Red Sox or the Rays. Gabriel Morales, $4.99. You think the Yankees would go and make a trade for someone like Cattell since they signed Rizzo and trade someone like Glaber? You know, I don't know if the Diamondbacks would do it. I think it makes sense for the Yankees to get someone like Ketel Marte. I mean, I think that would be awesome. If we go to the simulator here. Thank you for the super chat, Gabriel. Really appreciate that. Let's pull up the Yankees. Now, I don't think the Diamondbacks are going to trade him. And I don't know if the Yankees would want to trade for him. For his talent, yes, they would. But I don't know, are they going to trust his injury history? He's been kind of dealing with some stuff over the last couple of years. But we were talking about this last night with Anthony Rizzo. Any first baseman, if they acquired the Yankees, if they acquired a first baseman, which they did in Anthony Rizzo, Gleyber Torres is now the odd man out. So, you know, I mean, honestly, the Diamondbacks, they really could be a good fit for both Gleyber and Voit. And then you could put a prospect with him, and you could put Ketel Marte on the Yankees. And then with the Diamondbacks, so you would definitely need another prospect here. But the Yankees, you know, could you maybe send something back? I don't know, man. Maybe you could put a couple more guys here. You could do... I don't think you would do Dominguez. Peraza's probably too much. Well, I don't know that. Maybe this package. Could you do Peraza, Torres, and Voit for Marte? It's not out of the question. I don't think it's out of the question. But do the Yankees go after Marte? They have been connected with Marte before. So, you know, could see something. If you didn't do Peraza, maybe you could do Gil and Pereira. You know, something like that. A 4-for-1. You know, Voit would go into their lineup right now. Torres would basically be their second baseman at that point. Yeah, so Gleyber would just take over for Marte. Voit would be their DH. And then you'd get a couple more prospects here. I could see something like that. But, so WTF is Jesus. So with Marte, the reason his value is not as big is because he's just had a lot of injuries. So, Caleb, what's going on? Should my Reds do a complete dump, including Votto and Castillo? Also, what are your thoughts on the entire Reds fan base hating on the front office? I'm going to be honest with you. I think they're going to be done. Here's the thing. Jesse Winker was very bad against left-handed pitching. He was very good against right-handed pitching, but he was a strictly one. He was kind of, honestly, I hate to say it because it sounds pretty terrible to say, but Winker, his numbers last year looked like a platoon player. That's how bad his splits were. Eugenio Suarez, he looked really good in the second half, but I mean, this is a guy where he tends to strike out a lot, and they took advantage, and they got Brandon Williamson out of that trade. I'm going to tell you right now, that Cincinnati Reds team, if they hang on to Castillo, now here's another thing too. Now they got some money that they could maybe try and extend Castillo if they really wanted to. Maybe that's been the whole goal. Maybe they've been wanting to try and get Castillo locked up, so maybe that's why they're trying to clear out some money. So you got Castillo, you got Mlb, you also got Justin Dunn in that trade, who I thought it's okay, you know, for a back-end guy. But look at what the Reds have in terms of pitching. Dude, I know the Reds are kind of getting a lot of flack, but you got Hunter Green, Nick Lodolo, Brandon Williamson. You also just got Chase Petty, who's, you know, they're already saying he is ready for the major leagues. Well, that's wrong. That's inaccurate. Yeah, don't look at that. His ETA is 2025. So, but the Reds have some serious pitching. Very serious pitching. So, I would not hate on them too much. Remember, just saying, Winker was really good last year, but he was really bad against left-handed pitching. So, Suarez struck out a lot. Their lineup is definitely looking a little empty. You got India. You know, you have some guys. You know, Votto, do you trade Votto? Here's the thing with Votto is he's going to be really difficult to trade because he has a negative value. Why? He's 38 years old and he has a big contract. He's going to be really difficult. So I don't think they end up moving him. I think he ends up being in a Reds uniform for life. I also really like that they got Jake Fraley in that move. I think Jake Fraley, this is a guy, he's not even 27 years old. He's still 26 years old. He's a good on-base guy. I really like that move. I really did. I actually thought the Reds actually did really well. When you look at the trade itself, yes, Winker, Suarez, yeah, they're going to give you some production in that lineup. But I think Jake Fraley is an underrated player. They got Brandon Williamson, who's an underrated pitching prospect. Go look at his numbers. They were very good. I think the Reds are actually going to be... Look out for the Reds. They're still going to contend this year, I still think. I still think they're going to be okay. So I think they're getting a lot of kind of fake rage, you know, like fake hate right now. Just watch. They'll end up being a pretty good team. So, had another super chat here. Gabriel Morales, big fan. You pushed me to start my own podcast. Hey, good for you, my friend. Oh, and a channel too. Cool. Any advice on starting it? I would throw Voight in that trade. Hey, man, I would say Gabriel. I mean, who am I? Whatever. I got 20,000 subs. I mean, I'm still very far away from where I want to be. You just have to be consistent. You just gotta put your head down and grind. You know, you're going to have a lot of videos where you don't get any views and you just got to keep just pushing the content, man. You just got to keep making the content and pushing it out. Don't get discouraged if you only get 100 views on a video. I just showed you a video that I made with Kyle Schwarber. It didn't even have 800 views. But I mean, you know, I'm just saying. I don't think you need right away to go out there and go get yourself an expensive microphone or anything like that. Go get yourself a USB microphone. You can go get one on Amazon. The first microphone that I had it came with an arm and a microphone. I got it on Black Friday on Amazon for like $30. And I used that USB microphone forever. And you know, believe it or not, the first like year of my channel, the first like maybe like 6-7 months, I did everything on my phone. I didn't even have a computer. I didn't even have an iPad. I didn't have anything. I had my phone. I did every one of my videos on my phone. I did iMovie on the iPhone. So you can do it. You know, it's just a matter of you just got to stay consistent. You know, so you just got to grind, man. You just got to grind. Make your thumbnails attractive, you know. Make sure they're nice and colorful, you know. Make sure, you know, they look good so people will, you know, be like, ooh, that's a nice looking thumbnail. I'm going to click on it. Just go study other channels, to be honest with you, Gabriel. Study other channels. Do you think all of these ideas that I had were just all from my own brain? No, I follow a lot of other channels. I'm a wrestling fan. I follow wrestling channels, and you know, I follow even like some cooking channels. Like I go look at other channels and I see how they do things, and that kind of inspires me to kind of do things, you know, help mold how I do things on here. So, yeah, man. Just grind, man. That's the big thing. Just grind and don't get discouraged if you don't get a lot of views on a video. You just got to keep going. So, Gabriel, man, thank you so much. Yeah, as for Voight, yeah, man, Voight would be cool for the Diamondbacks. So, Damian Grief, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? Sale news bumming me out. Rotation is weak. Also, you worried about Freeman's age on a multi-year deal? You know, here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. You know, with Damian is... Obviously, I would like to have maybe someone like Cassis instead. You know, based off of his age. But if it ends up being that you get Freeman... and you end up getting a good pitcher, you know, that's cost controlled for Cassis, I think it'd be fine. The Red Sox have young players coming up. You know, eventually, Nick York is going to be, he's going to ball out. I'm telling you right now, Nick York, he's the next Dustin Pedroia. Look out for Nick York. I'm telling you. Marcelo Mayer, he has the potential to be a superstar down the road. Who knows if that ends up happening. You still got someone like Blaze Jordan here. Could he end up turning into a good power bat down the road? It would be really sad to trade away Cassis for pitching. But man, if it helps your team, you got to do it. You know, I know, like, with prospects, I get it. Like, I love prospects, but you don't know what they're going to be. You just don't know. You know what you're getting with someone like Freeman. You know? But I'll tell you right now, Boston would love Freeman. They would love Freddy Freeman. I'll tell you that right now. Alex Silva, what's going on? Speaking of wrestling, too sweet, my friend. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. Man, Scott Hall, man, the guy had the swagger like no other, man. Just, he was so cool. Scott Hall, man, he was just fantastic. You know, he definitely had his issues, but the guy always was trying to put other people before him. He would always try to put other guys over, you know, and Scott Hall, man, he was really cool. He was just so entertaining, too. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. But, alrighty, so we were talking about Kyle Schwarber. This is going to be nuts for that lineup. It's going to be very good. They need an on-base guy for the top of that lineup. It's perfect. Look at that. Number 2. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what they needed to do. I've shown this stat before. Let me go show it again. Here we go. So let's go to the team stats. Here we go. Batting order. 1, 2. And then update. So if you look here, the Phillies in on-base percentage in the first and second spots of the lineup, they were 29th last year. Sam 21, $1.99 super chat. Appreciate the no politics. That's like a big part of me, man. Like with the channel, I'm not bringing politics into it. I'm always going to look at something down the middle. I'm always just going to be straightforward with you. I'm never going to give you, you know, I'm always up for conversation, you know, on anything. I'm always up for conversation. When it comes to baseball, it's baseball. That's it. That's all I'm talking is baseball. You know, I don't want to bring politics into it because that's what drove me away from ESPN. I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, I'm here. I want to see highlights, but all they're talking about is this political nonsense. Like, where are my highlights? That's why I don't watch ESPN anymore, and that's why I think it's a garbage company. You know, there's videos out there of people that work at ESPN, and they say how awful it is to work there. Go look. Frodo Serta, what's going on, my friend? What should the Giants do now that Seiya is signed? Dude, oh, man. I really wanted... I do like it for the Cubs a lot, but... Man, I really thought he would have been good for the Giants. So, I think for the Giants, man, let's go take a look. We'll get back to the Phillies here in just a second. Again, Kyle Schwarber, he's going to be fantastic for that top of the lineup. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Hopefully that hamstring doesn't explode. So, So Andrew Lee, I'm going to be honest with you. Here's my thought on Jeff Passan. I might rub some feathers here. I think Jeff Passan is fantastic for reporting free agent signings and trades. That's it. Sorry, that might be an unpopular opinion, but sometimes with Passan, I think the guy takes too big of a step sometimes, and I think he thinks he's... You got to remember with Jeff Passan, he has no actual place in the game of baseball. The guy, he reports free agent signings and trades. That's it. He is deep down a political person. He leans very one side. So that's just how it is with him. And I appreciate him reporting on, the news and whatnot in baseball, but that's it. I think sometimes he kind of has that Adrian Wojnarowski sort of thing where people start falling in love with him. Remember with Adrian Wojnarowski, people, obviously he was diving into all the Woj bombs. And then he started getting kind of like, he was kind of throwing stuff out there, like kind of political stuff. Remember Adrian Wojnarowski? He sent an email to some person in government, and he told him to F off or something. like what? Like, why are you doing that? I don't know. But Passan, I think he's very similar. The guy has a bit of an ego. And, but I don't know. He doesn't really have, like, Major League Baseball, like, he doesn't really do anything other than just report news. So, anyway, not trying to ruffle feathers, but that's what I think of Passan. So, as for the Giants, going back to the Super Chat, I still think they need a righty bat. I still think if you could go get an outfielder, that would be really nice. So taking a look. Yeah, so President, I agree, but I don't think you should be sending an email like that says F you to someone. You know what I mean? If you're gonna at least say it, do it in like say it with your voice, not an email where someone can just screenshot it and just put it out there. I thought it was pretty funny. So anyway, going back to the Giants, I definitely think a right-handed bat would be really good. So let's go take a look here. Who else could the Giants sign? Let's take a look at some batters that are unsigned. I mean, could they still go after someone like Castellanos? Maybe. I don't know. If we look at the Giants, I mean, he could be their DH. He definitely could be their DH. So, I don't know. You could have Darren Ruff and Lamont Wade Jr. be a platoon in left field. Joe, what's going on, my friend? Welcome. Chafin to the Tigers? Did I get another prediction right? I think I got another prediction right. Oh my God, did I get another prediction right? I think I called it. I think I called it in my original predictions. I might be wrong. Hold on, everyone. Let's go to it. Did I? I think I might have said Chafin was going to go to the Tigers. No, come on, load. What is going on? Where's Chafin? Did I not do it? I thought maybe I did. Huh, fun. I could have sworn I did Chafin. I thought I said Tigers would be a good fit. Huh, maybe not. Did I do it in the updated predictions? Which I know I'm kind of that's not the most fair, but whatever. I got you know, hey, second chance, right? Let's go back. Let's go to the original predictions. Or the updated predictions, sorry. Let's see. Chafin. Where did I say Chafin was going to go? My computer is moving so slow. I did say the Tigers! I did say the Tigers! I did it! Yes! I got a prediction right. I thought he was really good for the Tigers. I think he was really good. You know, because they needed a veteran arm. Like, if you go look at this bullpen, the bullpen right now, it's very uncertain. Someone like Chafin is going to be a guy that you can depend on. You know? I'm just saying. I think he's a really good fit. Walter, I've gotten 3 today. I got Seiya, I got Kyle Schwarber, and I got Chafin. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Man. I mean, but let's be real here. First off, when I said Seiya, that was the original predictions, and then the updated predictions, I said the Giants. So that probably cancels out. Schwarber, I think in the original predictions, I said the Red Sox. And then in the updated predictions, I said the Phillies. So I guess that cancels out. And then Chafin, I didn't have in my original predictions. And then I said the Tigers. So I'll take Chafin. I'll take the Chafin one. I'll let you guys decide if I earned the other 2 predictions. So, but hey, listen. I'm not trying to, you know, toot my horn, but I am bad at predictions. So if I get one right, it makes me a happy man. I'm never good at predictions. So it feels good. It feels good. So, will the Phillies sign Castellanos? I probably not, man. Probably not. If they got Schwarber, probably not. I'm really interested in where Castellanos is going to go. So, but here is the Andrew Chafin signing. Big move. Tigers have an agreement with lefty reliever Andrew Chafin. So, oh, look at Keone Kela going to the Diamondbacks. Okay. That's a high upside move right there. Oh, man. I like that a lot. Keone Kela, man. Let's go pull up his numbers from a couple of years ago. He had some good numbers, man. I mean, last year, not so much, but I believe he had Tommy John. Did he have Tommy John? He had something going on with his arm. But go look at his numbers in 2019. I mean, not a lot of innings, but this guy's numbers were really good. 10 strikeouts per 9. His FIP was higher at 3.52, 2.12. But, 2018, he just hasn't really been able to stay on the field. He's had good numbers in his career. So, I like that move for the Diamondbacks. I like what they're doing. You know, it's, high upside. They're trying to improve that bullpen. So, there's Matt Olson in a Braves uni. Look at good old Matt Olson taking some hacks for the Braves. Oh, that's a bomb. That's a bomb. Man, that's awesome, man. What else we got? Love the Chafin move. Okay, so yeah, he had Tommy John, so he's going to be back mid-season. But yeah, we're pretty much just waiting at this point. I think we're waiting on Freeman. Matt Olson looking good in that Braves uni, man. Looking good. But I'm not seeing anything else. But yeah. Oh yeah, you know what I was going to do? I forgot to get this set up. Well, I didn't expect to go live this morning, but I wanted to do a poll. I wanted to do a poll for the chat. I still don't know how to set one up. So I got to set one up. I definitely want to do... I want to see where you all think he's going to go. Let me see if I can figure out really quick. How to set up a poll. Let's see here. All right, I'm watching this video. Let's see if we got some instructions here. Because I want to see where you all think Freeman's going to go. Edit settings. So I got to go to studio. Hold on. Trying to do a poll for you, everyone. So you click on... Okay, what? Where is that? Oh, I see where you do it. Oh, I got it. Here we go, everyone. Oh, perfect. Cool, cool, cool. All right, I see where. Where is Freddy Freeman signing? Here we go. All right. All right, wait for the poll, everyone. I am about to drop the poll. Dodgers, Red Sox, let's do Padres, and the Rays. I can do 4 choices. All right, let's do this. Here we go. The poll is up. Let's see if it pops up here. Okay, it popped up over here. Does everyone see the poll? I'm not seeing it pop up on my end. Are you guys getting the poll? Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys got the poll. Sweet. All right, Dodgers in the lead. The Dodgers are in the lead. 50% of you say the Dodgers. 30% for the Red. Oh, the Red Sox climbing back. Almost 200 votes in. Everyone, if you can, take this time. Hit the like button for me. We're at 230 likes. Come on, everyone. Let's get to 300 likes. Right now, Dodgers are in the lead. Dodgers in the lead. Red Sox in second at 30%. Hey, Rays getting 14%. Padres at 8%. Super chat coming in from Chris. Sign Freeman, trade Cassis for Montez Minaya. Could you do... Here's the thing. Would the A's do 2 major league ready guys for 1 prospect? You know? I don't know if they would do that. I think they would do it for a package. But we are at over 200 votes in the poll, everyone. And we have Freddie Freeman in the lead, or the Dodgers are in the lead for Freddie Freeman. So everyone vote on the poll. We got 600 people in the chat, but we have only 232 votes. Lonely Wolf, what's going on, my friend? Haven't heard anything about Zach Greinke. I think it might be a little bit of time before you gotta get all these bigger guys, man. You know? But then again, I guess with starting pitching, there's not a lot of starting pitchers out there, really. Does Greinke even still want to pitch? Here's the thing about Greinke. He's not a big fan of spring training anyway, so I could see Greinke just taking his time. All right, everyone. The poll is almost at 300 votes. 300 votes, almost there. We're at 258. The Dodgers are leading it at 46%. Red Sox not too far behind. I think it's funny that the Rays got 14%. It's interesting. But I'll come back to this poll here in a little bit. But so we were talking about Kyle Schwarber. Again, great move for the Phillies. Let's talk a little Chris Bryant, huh? Let's talk a little Chris Bryant. So with Chris Bryant now that the Phillies are off of the board, where is Chris Bryant going to go? I'm going to tell you right now, I think the Mariners are still a really good option. Because right now it's either, do you want Chris Bryant or do you want Abraham Toro? So, however, John Heyman did report earlier the Padres are looking at Chris Bryant. The Padres are looking at everyone. The Padres can't do anything if they don't trade Hosmer or Myers. I'm just saying, man. You know, it's like you can't do anything. The ownership does not want them to go over the CBT. You got to get rid of one of those guys. I'm sorry, like I hate to say it, but it's you gotta clear payroll. I mean, he would be a great option for them. You can go out and play some left. So, Alex Silva, have you on my laptop and ball cap on my TV? Yeah, ball cap. I was just about to go live. I was setting up and then he went live. So me and him, I think our brains are they're just like intertwined. You know, like we go live around the same time all the time. So, but yeah, I'm glad he's going live, man. I'm glad we're both really growing right now. And it's been awesome, man. I'm glad we're both having a lot of growth. So, but it is interesting with the Padres because, you know, now you're not going to have Fernando Tatis Jr. for a little while. So Chris Bryant, his bat would definitely, you know, be obviously a welcome addition. So I'm gonna be honest. I think he's gonna end up going to the Mariners. I think he goes to the Mariners because I think the Mariners is, you know, they have the payroll room. They could still fit Bryant. He's still a good fit. You know, I don't think the Rockies are going to do it. It's, I don't see it for the Rockies. I would be just so stoked if they got him though, to be completely honest with you. If they got Chris Bryant, man, oh my God, that would be the best. I would just love watching the world burn. Yeah, Twitter would just melt down. It would be the best. So, Mangjit Singh, you're saying here the Mariners got Suarez, so, you know, why would they need Bryant? Well, here's the thing. You know, you got Suarez, but, you know, Suarez, while he can play third, you could put Bryant, you know, out somewhere else. He has that versatility. So if we go over here. So as of right now, you got Abraham Toro in the DH spot. You could just have Suarez be your DH. So I know Chris Bryant also has that versatility where that would be really good. Obviously, where he could move around and give guys days off, but I would just have Suarez as your DH, to be completely honest. Suarez does not have great defense. If we pull up his numbers here defensively, I mean, he's okay on defense. He's not going to be the best out there. I'd be more comfortable with Chris Bryant at third, to be completely honest with you. Suarez, his numbers last year at third, he had -3 defensive runs saved. While Chris Bryant, let's see if Bryant's were any better. Fraudo, what's going on? What would it take for the Giants to take Will Myers? Ooh, would they do an in-division trade? I don't think it happens, man. I don't think it happens. I don't think the Giants, I don't think the Padres would want to send the Giants prospects. I don't see it. That's probably one of those deals I just can't see happening, to be completely honest. Myers would be a nice right-handed bat for them, though. So, looking at Chris Bryant's numbers, I guess Chris Bryant wasn't too much better. He was at -2 defensive runs saved, a 1.2 UZR, while Suarez actually had a better UZR. So, I guess you can go either or. With Bryant, he has that versatility. So, it's another bat that you can add to your lineup. You know, if he plays third, he DHs, he could play left some days. Here's another thing, too. With Jesse Winker, like I said, Jesse Winker is really good against right-handed pitching. But Chris Bryant would be a better option for left-handed pitching. So Chris Bryant also has, you know, that you kind of have that verse, you know, you have that, what am I trying to say? That you could have that platoon kind of a thing too. Now, question is, where's Kyle Lewis? There's Kyle Lewis. So what's going on with Kyle Lewis? So I guess that's something to consider. So yeah, I guess you could have Kyle Lewis, where in center right now you have Kelnick, Haniger, and then in left you got Winker now. So, I guess it just depends. What do you want to do with Lewis? I guess maybe if they want Lewis, then that would just completely eliminate Chris Bryant. So, if the Mariners are out of it, where could Bryant go? I mean, the Padres now sound like a good fit. Could, remember the Nationals were connected with Bryant a little while ago? You got Lane Thomas out in left. Keyboom at third. So, I don't know. Depends on... I think they want to give Keyboom a chance. So, left, you have Thomas. Bryant would be an upgrade. So, you could have Lane Thomas as your fourth outfielder. So, maybe the Nationals? Possibly. Could he go back to the Cubs? Could you imagine he just went back to the Cubs? I think that would be hilarious. You know? But then again, I'm seeing some of you in the chat too. You know, I think the Red Sox right now, the hot topic is Freddy Freeman. Chris Bryant could be a good fit for the Red Sox. He has that versatility that Cora and Bloom love. He could play left. Oh, I see a typo here. Look at the typo. Right field and right field. So, but as of right now, they have Verdugo in left. So, you could make Bradley your fourth outfielder. And you could just move Verdugo out to right. And then Bryant would play left. And so, you know, I also saw Rafael Devers. He made some comments where the Red Sox have not approached him about an extension. How many times have we seen this before where a guy has not been approached with a contract extension and then ends up being like the first step for that player to end up being traded or something? I'm just saying, how many times have we seen that in the past? No, I haven't heard anything about a contract extension. And then they end up just getting traded. So, it's happened many, many times. Here's the thing with Rafael Devers. The thing with Rafael Devers is I love Rafael Devers' bat. I love his bat. His glove is not good. It's not good. And the thing with Devers is he can't play anywhere else unless you did an experiment at first. Devers is his bat is the best thing. It really is. Like that's what makes him good. If you look at his fielding though, look at how bad he was at third base. -13 defensive runs saved and a negative 5.5 UZR. He's atrocious at third base. I'm going to be honest with you. If they want to DH him, sure. But, after this year, JD Martinez becomes a free agent. And don't forget, Bobby Dahlback. Here's the thing. If you have JD Martinez, if he's gone after this year, you could move Rafael Devers to third, and then you could have you could move Rafael Devers to DH, and then you could have Bobby Dahlback play third. So you could essentially do that, which I wonder if they could end up doing it. Or do they trade Devers possibly down the road, and then you have Bobby Dahlback can play third. Cam Rosenthal, what is Cam Rosenthal saying? Uh-oh. Blue Jays have spoken to the Guardians about a trade for Jose Ramirez. I don't think the Guardians do it. With the idea of playing Ramirez at second, other teams showing interest. Still unlikely the Guardians would move him. They're not moving him. Blue Jays fans, hey, calm yourselves down. They're not going to get him because the Guardians are not going to give him up. They're not going to do it. They need a good player like that. First year with the new name. They're not going to move him. Trevor Story is trending. BP 125. Bloom is getting rid of all of Dombrowski era players. Bloom is just taking over. Why is Story trending right now? Smitty, now do the one with Bryant and or Castellanos. Not to be greedy, but Trevor Story too. Do it, Dombrowski. Do it. I think Story can end up going to the Twins. So, where are we at with the likes, everyone? Where are we at with the likes? Oh, come on, everyone. We're at 294 likes. 294 likes. Let's hit a few more likes. Let's get to 300. I'd love to get to 500. Kira Owens, what is going on? Says they're still the Indians to me. Oh, I know. But yeah, think outside the box. J-Ram is the face of Cleveland. Blue Jays, they can want Jose Ramirez all they want. Look at Andrew McCutchen in that fresh Brewers uni. Ooh, look at McCutchen. Looking good in a Brewers jersey or shirt. The Brewers colors. Looking good. Andrew Chafin signing with the Tigers this morning. The Red Sox are going to do something. It's a matter of time. I don't know what they end up doing. But what is Rosenthal saying? Unclear how... Let me pull it up on here. Unclear how trade for Chapman will affect Blue Jays' pursuit of Ramirez. Would guess the Jays are reluctant. Dude, there's no way. Well, actually, they didn't give up a lot for Chapman. They're still pretty good. They could get a deal done for Ramirez. I don't think the Guardians do it. Would guess the Jays are reluctant to give up multiple top prospects in back-to-back trades. Yeah. I don't see it, man. I don't see it. Shooter McGavin. Dahlback not good at third. Let's go. Let me look at Dahlback. Because he didn't play. He played third a little bit. But how much third has he played in the majors? Yeah, he's not too much better. With a small sample size. 67 innings at third. -2 defensive runs saved. A -1.1 UZR. With Dahlback, he doesn't have a lot of speed. So I wonder if you end up hanging on to him, could he end up being maybe like some kind of a left fielder? Something like that. I don't know. But with Dahlback, he just strikes out a lot. He can definitely, he had 25 home runs last year, but his on base was low. Average, a little low. Slugging was good though, 494. So, but we're definitely still waiting on a few guys here. We got Carlos Correa still out there. Freddie Freeman still out there. Castellanos, Bryant, Story. So we got 5 guys. So with Chris Bryant, I still wonder if the Mariners do it. It would be with Kyle Lewis there. It would be a little difficult. Kyle Lewis, though, it's like, man, he missed pretty much all of last year. But I don't know, man. What's going on? What are people saying about Chris Bryant on Twitter? So it looks like his 2 teams could be the Padres and the Rockies. I mean, how funny would it be if the Cubs brought him back? I think that'd be hilarious. So, I mean, if we're looking at who are some teams still that could use a third baseman? Again, I mean, the Nationals could do it. I know they signed Nelson Cruz, but they could still. I mean, it depends on what they want to do with Keyboom. But you could put him out in left. You got Lane Thomas. They rank 27th in left field right now. So Bryant could end up being a nice piece for the Nationals because if Keyboom, I think they want to give him a chance, but if he doesn't work out, well, then you have Bryant. So Bryant could just play left field for now and then see what Keyboom ends up doing. So we'll have to wait and see. But who are some other teams, that could use a left fielder? Well, the Padres are a clear pick, but they don't. I don't know if they have the money. Look at Christian Pache and Oakland A. Heyman, Gary Sanchez said to be very happy at Twins camp. Plan is to use him at both DH and catcher. The changing of coaches didn't help in New York. Still has big potential. Watch. Gary Sanchez. He's going to go to the Twins, and he's going to hit 40 bombs. Watch. You know why? Because the Twins are going to use him correctly. Scottman, 15, what's going on? Are the Twins the favorites in the Central if they sign Story and trade for Montez? They'd be really good. They would be right there, man. Oh, Dylan Edward, Kyle Lewis still rehabbing. Okay, I didn't see that. I mean, I wouldn't count the Mariners out, man, for Bryant. I wouldn't count them out. They're trying to win. And, But yeah, Scottman 15, thank you so much. The Twins would be pretty scary if they got another pitcher and Story. People actually saying they're also talking about Chris Bryant and the Nationals. That was a couple of days ago. Oh, look at this. Look at this quote here from Nelson Cruz. I accepted the Nationals' offer. Management told me they're going to make a lot of big moves to be in contention. Because really, let's think about it here. Why would the Nationals sign Nelson Cruz? Why? They clearly want to contend. Because why would you sign someone like Nelson Cruz? I would not count out the Nationals for Chris Bryant. They've been connected with him. They have been connected with him. So, I'm just saying, man. Mark Feinstein, what's going on? 1 year deal for McCutchen. I feel like that's what McCutchen is just going to do for the rest of his career. Just 1 year deals. Willie Peralta to the Tigers. Let's see what else. Chris Bryant. My fat fingers cannot type well. Here we go. Chris Bryant, Mariners. I mean, is there anything? What's the latest? What are people saying? Let's see. Blake Long says, the Mariners have got to be in on Chris Bryant. No way Jerry just pulled the offer because we got Suarez. People still want Chris Bryant in Seattle. Mariners MLB Metrics says, where are all these accounts coming from? Who is this? MLB Metrics. I'm going to follow. Mariners, Rockies, and Phillies all appear to be in on Chris Bryant. So the Phillies are definitely off the board. That's a fact. So let's see. I don't think he is available. Ben Nicholson Smith, worth exploring anytime an MVP level player is potentially available. I don't think Jose Ramirez is available. I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face. They have a new name. They want a fresh start. They don't need to trade him right now. You could just trade him next year. You know, they have a good team. The Guardians are good. Look at the Guardians. They have a good squad. You know, they got some guys in this lineup. You still have Shane Bieber. I mean, I'm sorry. I like this. They got a great bullpen. You know, I think the Guardians are still really good. They got a new name. They want to win. That's not the right one. Here we go. But we're gonna have to wait and see, man, where Brian ends up going. Very interesting. I mean, again, we still have a lot of guys that are available. Here we go. Let's go back to the tracker. Correa, Freeman, Castellanos, Bryant, Story. I'll do like a few predictions right now based off of what we're hearing. I'll go Correa back to Houston. Man, you know, I'll still say Freeman to the Dodgers. Still say J.A. Young. No, I'm on spring break, my friend. I am on spring break. No teaching for me this week. But I'm still going to go Freeman to the Dodgers. But man, the Red Sox have some motivation now. They do. Nick Castellanos. Castellanos is an interesting one now. He is very interesting, you know? I know, right? J.A. Young, perfect time for spring break. Honestly, I can thank the lockout, man. The lockout ended up helping. Castellanos. I'm trying to think, man. He's not going to Philly now. I still think he's perfect for the Padres. I still think he's perfect. I don't think he's going to go to the Giants. He would be a good fit for them, but I don't think they're going to do it. I mean, I still really like Arizona. I really like the Diamondbacks for him. You know, Castellanos would be really good for the Diamondbacks. They need a bat. Fraudo, no. I don't think Brian Reynolds gets traded. I don't know where Castellanos could go. Because a lot of these teams, like the perfect fit for now, here was the perfect fit. It was the Marlins. The Marlins were the perfect fit. But they don't want to spend the money. So right now, I think the Diamondbacks are the best fit. Or the Nationals. No, probably not that. Well, you could put Castellanos out and left. I think Bryant or Castellanos end up going to the Nationals. One of them are going to end up going. So here's what I'll say about Castellanos and Bryant. One of them are going to go to the Nationals, and one of them are going to go to the Padres. I don't know who, though. And either definitely could not go at the same time. Because the Padres, they need to clear payroll. Trevor Story, I'm going to go Trevor Story to the Twins. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think they're going to get him. Trevor Story to the Twins. They'll let him play short. You can move Polanco over to second. I like that. But as for Correa, I think he just goes back to Houston. I've been saying that for a long time. Yeah, Damian. You're saying here, Red Sox need to do something. Not feeling good with all these holes. Dude. I think Bloom sees it too, man. I think he sees it. You know, you can use Cassis to trade. Here's the thing, man. Bloom, he likes guys that can play multiple positions. You know, at least with Freeman, you know what you're getting. With Cassis, you don't quite know what you're getting. So it's like if you're going to have a guy that's going to be stuck at one position, I mean, you can make the argument that Freeman is, you know, you'd rather have at least you know what you're getting with Freeman. So in Freeman, if we go take a look at his spray chart, I saw Red Sox stats post this yesterday. Freeman, he actually goes oppo a lot. You know who Freddy Freeman Freddy Freeman kind of reminds me of? Reminds me a little bit of Adrian Gonzalez in a way. Kind of gives me those vibes. So it doesn't show it on here. Let me actually see Freddy Freeman. It shows all of his home runs and stuff and all of his doubles and everything, but Freeman can definitely go oppo. I wonder if a lot of his outs could have been hits. Okay, I never know how to do these spray charts on Fangraphs. Because I don't know how to get them to pop up. So, like, how do you do it? Refresh. How do you do the spray charts on here? Do you have to, like, oh, maybe you have to download it. Download. No, it says empty. How do you do the spray chart? I never know. I never know. I don't know. Jose says, hit that one button. Hit all the buttons. Hit all the buttons. How do you do the spray chart on Fangraphs? Does anyone know? What do I do? What do I click? You have a batted ball. Refresh. I got no idea. I don't know. But Freeman, let me just go pull up Red Sox stats. He posted it yesterday. Huh. Here's a quote. I didn't see this. He posted this about an hour ago. First base doesn't seem like a natural fit with Casas coming up. Is that too close-minded a way of thinking about it? And then Bloom said, I don't want to get into specific players who are available, but suffice to say, those are things we have to consider. So from Baseball America, a former third baseman, Casas has a strong arm, soft hands, and solid footwork at first base, where his size makes him an inviting target. You got to remember that, too, because of his size. Like, you know, he's a bigger... Obviously, the target is way bigger. So, guys would love that guy at first base. Yeah, Bloom has he's got a tough call, man. He's got a tough call. Let me go back here. He was showing the spray charts yesterday. Good old Schwarber, man. Who remembers this home run, man? Oh, that was awesome. Off Garrett Cole. And then this one off the Astros. Grand slam. That was awesome, man. Kyle Schwarber. Oh, whoops. Didn't see the super chat. I'll have to replay that grand slam. The Lonely Wolf, who housed alone at the moon. $5 super chat. Did you see the graph that showed all Olsen's hits if they were in Truist Park? And a lot of them would have been home runs. I definitely think his bat's going to work really well there. It's going to work really well. Oakland A's, you know, their stadium, the Coliseum, it's not very inviting. It's not very inviting. Definitely more of a picture park. But taking a look here. Where was that spray chart? Here it was. So this was on Baseball Savant. So if you look here, if you look at all of the gray, these were all outs, right? But these would have hit the monster. So Freeman, holy cow, he would be a monster with the monster. You know, I'm just saying. I'm wondering, man, what ends up happening. But we got nothing new. Manny Machado said he was pulling hard for a reunion with Nelson Cruz. He would have loved to have Cruz hitting behind him. Dude, the Nationals are going to get Castellanos or Chris Bryant. This was a story at one point. Castellanos, Nationals. I swear there was a report that the Nationals maybe had some interest in him. Could have sworn I saw something, man. Like it was a while ago. I don't know. There's all these articles that say like he would be a good fit. How about let's do Chris Bryant. I remember they were connected with him at the trade deadline. I don't know. We haven't seen anything. The Nationals, they're probably working in the shadows. They are working in the shadows. But yeah, so it's been quite a busy morning. It's been quite a busy morning. Did not expect to go live when I woke up today. Honestly, let's do this. Let's do this. This is what I want to do. I want Castellanos on the Diamondbacks because they really need a bat. Let's get Chris Bryant to the Nationals. Let's get Trevor Story to the Twins. Let's get Carlos Correa back with the Astros. Let's get Freddy Freeman on the Red Sox, huh? Let's get him on the Red Sox. Let's get him on the Red Sox. Braden, what's going on? Robbie, do you think Garrett Hampson is a possible trade candidate for the Red Sox? Could be. Could be. But I think right now they seem to be focused on free agents. So, could be possible. Tom Emiano, what's up? What do we got here? $2 Super Chat. Check out Snell Myers trade to the Sox on trade values. Huh. Let's go take a look at that, huh? Whoa, what the? Oh, look at these featured trades. Padres for CJ Abrams straight up. Let's see what John Bitzer. I'm gonna see what he had to say about this trade. I don't think it was as bad as you would think. I don't know why John put the cash. It was a major overpay. So, here we go. Huh, that's interesting. Is this the trade right here? No, that doesn't have Snell. Paddock, that'd be interesting. I mean, honestly, Will Myers and Blake Snell? I guess supposedly Bloom had made a call to the Rays last year about Blake Snell. Where is that trade? Are you saying to type it in or did you type it? Tom. Oh, I thought, okay, never mind. Let me type it in. I thought you were saying you posted it. Let's see. Could you bring Blake Snell back to the American League East if you were the Red Sox? I mean, they could use a bat. They could use a bat. JD Martinez on the Padres. Swap a couple of negative contracts. That's interesting. Myers and then Snell. Huh. With so right now the Padres, they would be losing out. It would not be accepted by the model. So maybe cash. Maybe the Red Sox could or maybe the Red Sox could put a prospect maybe. Maybe like Jimenez and Lugo. Could do something like that. Maybe. JD Martinez, couple prospects for Will Myers and Blake Snell. It's interesting. It's interesting. Let's post it. Let's see what people think. Because that could help out both sides. The Padres get a bat. And the Red Sox, they get an outfielder. And then who could play left? And I still think Will Myers, I still think his bat would really, really fit at Fenway Park. He's a pull guy. And then Blake Snell, lefty for the rotation. Didn't seem to really work out in San Diego. Yeah, Albert. Snell is such a bonehead. Snell is... he's an interesting one. He's an interesting one. Where are we at with the likes, everyone? Everyone, we're getting close to 400 likes. 400 likes. Let's get to 400 likes. We're also closing in on 21,000 subscribers. Getting pretty close. If anyone is new in the chat, think about subscribing. But yeah, let's go take a look here. Let's go back to the trade boards. Let's see what John Bitzer had to say. John Bitzer is the owner of Baseball Trade Values. So yeah, he just says real deal, comes out as an underpay. Yeah, Toronto, they really made out well in this trade. They essentially, Hoagland is a guy that's far away, and Smith is good, but he's unproven. So I think the Blue Jays did really good in this trade. So yeah, Trevor Snell was starting to get it together towards the end of the season. Yeah, he had a big strikeout game. I think he had like 14 strikeouts against, what was it, the Diamondbacks maybe? So, I don't know. The Red Sox will definitely be looking for some starting pitching, though. That is for sure. That is for sure. Kevin, what's going on, man? How you doing? So, let's check out some other trades here. What other ideas they got? A lot of people are doing Luis Castillo and Tyler Mahle right now. I don't think that's going to happen. We've seen this trade probably like a million times. Like Jose Ramirez, you know, with guys like Groshans, Moreno. Rafael Devers trade. Hader and Urias. This one looks pretty decent for the Twins. Frankie Montez. Brian Cook, $4.99 Super Chat. What's going on? What do you think about Bryant to the Twins? They have a couple of shortstops close to coming up. Yeah, that could be interesting. Let's see what the Twins are looking like right now. Minnesota. So they did just trade Donaldson. I mean, you have Urshela. So you could put Bryant maybe in left. You got Larnack there. So maybe you could, and then so here's what you would have to do. I think I don't think they're moving Urshela off a third. Kepler has been involved in trade rumors, so you would have to trade Kepler. You could move Kirilloff to or you could move Larnack to right, and then you could put Bryant in left. So Larnack, what is his speed on Fangraphs? He's got a 40 speed. So I don't know. Larnack might not be able to be a good. So I would probably put Larnack at DH, Kirilloff in right, and then Bryant in left. So I think that could be something. James Hirota, Angels is a match for Moose Castillo. Again, I don't think Castillo is going to get traded now, but you could do. I just don't think with the Angels, man. I just don't think the Angels could use him for sure, but I don't think the Reds are going to be a team that's going to want to put a negative contract like Moustakas with Castillo, because you're just limiting what you can get back. So you could get a huge haul for Castillo, man. Ratboy King, $5 Super Chat. Padres fan here. They're closer to trading Paddock than they are Snell. Huh. So actually, we did see a Paddock trade here. Let's actually go to that. Yeah, here. So, yeah, look at that. Will Myers and Paddock. And then Brian Bayo, Jeter Downs, JD Martinez. Maybe instead of Bayo, you can, put in someone else. So that could be an option. Could be an option. So We'll have to wait and see, man, but it looks like it's pretty quiet right now. Oh, actually, we got some other tweets that came in. A lot of talk right now about Blue Jays. I don't think they're going to get him with Jose Ramirez. But yeah, not really too much going on right now, everyone. Not really too much going on. But I know I will be back tonight. I'm sure there's going to be some stuff that happens today. I did not expect to go live this morning, but quite a busy morning in Major League Baseball. Matt Chapman, Kyle Schwarber, Andrew Chafin, Seiya Suzuki. Very busy morning. Good way to start the day. But I do think I'm going to get out of here. I got to go start getting up. I got to get to the gym. I got to go run some errands. I got to go get my day going. But I will be back tonight at some point. I know that for a fact. So real quick, if you can, hit the like button on the way out. Let's try and see if we can get to 500 before the stream's done. Subscribe if you are new. Share the stream. Share any of the content. Hit the bell notification. But everyone, have a good rest of your afternoon. I will be back at some point either today or tonight. So you will see me again today. But everyone, for now, have yourself a good day. I'll talk to you next time.